Thank you all for coming. I'm Nathan Leatherman. Perhaps some of you have heard of me. I'm the crazy guy who tried to work nights and go to nursing school at the same time. So before we begin, I've been asked by administration to say something in case there's anyone here who's considering going to nursing school or knows anyone who's thinking about going. Don't work nights and go to nursing school. Don't do it. The exception that proves the rule, not a good idea. Good? Okay. Now I can move on. For years, off and on, I've thought about having a career in the field of medicine. I really had no idea what that would look like, but it seemed like a good fit for me. Helping people get better and be their best is what I like to do. The reason why I had never pursued such a career was because I didn't think I was capable. What if I made a mistake? Could I deal with the fallout from that? I can't tell you the exact moment I decided I wanted to be a nurse, sometime during the summer in 2012, when I started telling people that I was going to look into attending nursing school. I had just moved, gotten out of a long relationship, started a new job, which meant I didn't have to keep working the 3 other jobs that I had at the time. Finally had time to spend with my friends and family and maybe a little time for myself. I figured it was about time I got involved in something that consumed my life again. It wasn't that I didn't want to spend time with my friends, but as they know, I have a simple equation: Nate plus free time equals trouble. Right, Chris? When I started to tell people that summer, 2 years ago, that I was looking at nursing schools, I got a lot of mixed reactions. Really? Are you sure that's a good choice? Oh God, don't do that. It's going to be awful. Nursing school will eat your soul. My personal favorite, which I heard 100 times, you know that's not going to be easy. To which I always replied, yeah, I know it's not going to be easy. I certainly hope not. They're training people to save people's lives. It's easy. It's not a good school. The thing is when they tell you that nursing school is awful, don't believe them. It's a lie. It's a whole lot worse. Worse than you could imagine or I could describe in front of Blake Coleman. Or members of my family who grow faint at the mention of blood. Waking up at 5 a.m. for clinicals, only after 3 hours of restless sleep because we had to stay up to do our pre-clinicals to be prepped for clinicals that day. Being yelled at by patients, pushed out of the way by staff, shouted at by nurses. The first time we received a poor mark, the constant fear of disappointing our instructors, perhaps forgetting to properly seal a catheter bag and having it empty on the floor. The endless feeling that we're lagging behind, not measuring up, forgetting something, knowing that there is always more that we could be studying, learning, and preparing for. Most of us thought this day would never come. Even last week, it still felt like months away. While I'm certain that this experience has shortened my life expectancy by about 10 years, I wouldn't trade it for anything. For all the black, murky moments of defeat, nothing beats the rush of victory we all got when we finally accomplished what we were trying to do. The first time we helped relieve a patient's pain, the first time we were finally finished a tricky procedure, and we look up and saw the smile on our clinical advisor's face. When, after we'd studied nonstop for days, running hundreds of flashcards, and rereading the chapter for what feels like the 50th time, we finally got our grades back, and it's better than we thought. The reaction I got when I was telling people I was going to nursing school weren't all negative. Back when I was trying to make this decision, I ended up picking a few extra day shifts at this new place that I was working, and I got to work closely with a nurse. Watching her interact with patients and staff, on short terms, I was impressed. In longer term, she defined what a good nurse and the type of nurse that I want to be. And I realized I needed to go to nursing school. So one morning, a couple months later, as she was coming in to her shift, and mine was winding down, I told her my plans. Now mind you, this is a woman that had only known me for a few months at that point, and other than a few shifts that we had worked together, averaged less than an hour of FaceTime with me during that transition between our shifts. So when I told her my plans, this was her reaction. Oh my gosh, yes, of course. It's exactly what you should do. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. She saw something in me that I didn't and wouldn't for about 2 years. Internally, I'm a very nervous person. I got up here and remembered I don't like public speaking. Why did I volunteer for this? I'm an anxious person who tends to second guess myself. To have someone have this much immediate faith in me, well, it helped push me through this year. So Dee, I just want to say here in front of everybody, this is your fault. And thank you so much. Your comments were the spark that lit my fire, and all your kind words of engagement during this last year kept it burning. So thank you. Nursing school wasn't all bad. Before I go thinking I hated it here at VTC, the exact opposite is true. I've grown up so much over the past year, and while I know I was a challenge to our instructors, I learned a lot from them, and will continue to carry those lessons forward for years to come. This year was challenging, but I can't think of a single moment that I wasn't glad to have this opportunity, and experience. Although she would never actually say this, our class president Hillary must be slightly annoyed with me for the number of people that I invited. Got a small village over here. And I'm sorry for that. I actually wanted many more here. But I can only push so far. I wanted to answer a question that our instructors put to me many times. I don't know how you're doing it, working nights and nursing school. Well, I didn't do it alone, as much as I'd like to claim so. This is how I did it. My father has been so good at pushing me through this year, ever encouraging and always the voice of reason when I came across a problem. My mother has ever been my emotional rock. Somehow she seems to know when I'm struggling, sometimes before I do. My younger brother, he helps to keep me grounded by pushing me to think and express myself more creatively this year. Eric, ever present with a warm embrace, always willing to lend a critical ear or introduce a new epic adventure to my life. Chris and Megan, I can't thank you enough for the support I've gotten from both of you, sharing your meals with me, helping me laugh, and encouraging me through all. And Thea, the self-sacrifice that you have made for me over this year, the number of shifts and hours you have covered, I never would have made it to half my clinical days without your help and support. There's a multitude of other people that couldn't be here tonight that are directly responsible for me being here now. And I couldn't probably name all of them. And I'm not alone in that. Everyone here today that will very shortly stand up here and be penned as LPNs owes a huge debt of gratitude to not just each other, but the people in our lives outside of nursing school. They helped carry us forward when it felt like it was just too much. From my class to everyone here and those who couldn't be, thank you. And to my classmates, I've spent the last year enjoying your company and learning beside you. I've been in awe of how much strength you've all shown through the various trials that we've had to deal with, and how readily we all supported each other when need arose. Thank you. Keep in touch. I can't wait to see where all of you go and what we accomplish.